WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Definitely a gloomy start to the day, but it's not going to be as rainy as it was yesterday and the day before, but can't completely rule out a few showers. We do have a few around this morning. I'll zoom in for you on this Monday morning.
Yeah,
but
mainly just to the west of I-55 right now is where we're seeing that just sliver of storms just stretch with us.
Yeah, so this is just all part of that low pressure that's starting to drift further north, but can't completely rule out a few isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder later on this afternoon. But overall, I think most of us are going to get by with just seeing dry but cloudy conditions for your Monday afternoon, even into this evening. And then we relatively stay dry overnight and into tomorrow morning. And this dry trend pretty much carries into the next couple of days. So we're actually going to be drying out and warming up for this week. We are expecting temperatures to be in the low 80s tomorrow, and then starting on Wednesday, upper 80s, low 90s, pretty much going into this weekend. So definitely going to be pretty warm for this weekend, even into this week or this week into the weekend. Yeah, so it's definitely going to be toasty and also pretty humid. So unfortunately, we're not going to be dealing with dry and hot conditions. It's going to be humid and hot conditions. Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind for this week and even into this weekend. And this weekend, we're going to keep a close eye on things because there's a lot of question marks with what we're expecting with our next system. Now, I would say more so Thursday, Friday, that we're not really necessarily going to see the rain, but it's going to be further off to the north where there could be some stronger storms. And then that may start to drift into our neck of the woods Saturday or Sunday of this weekend.
Yeah. And if you think it's bad here temperature wise, then just wait until you see what people over in Central Texas are expecting, because they're talking about temperatures up to 115 degrees in some places. So I'll take the 90s over that any day of the week, honestly, even though it's a bit more humid here. Still, 115 is still hot. And thankfully, we will be talking about just very hot and muggy temperatures, still nothing like that. And then continue that into the weekend, looking at some scattered showers and storms. Yeah, again, still a lot of question marks for the weekend. So by, I'd say, really Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday, we'll have a very clear picture on what we'll be expecting and when we'll be expecting it, if we are going to be expecting anything at all. But other than that, really it's just Saturday and into Sunday that we're going to be keeping a very close eye on.
Yeah, we're pretty much going to be riding this line of showers and storms over the course of the weekend and into early next week. I know I've seen a lot of stuff over social media about the potential for severe weather, but for us here in central Mississippi, it's still a little too early to say if we're going to see any kind of strong to severe storms. We may see a couple of chances Saturday morning, even into Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Still, again, can't really necessarily definitively say yes, we're going to see severe storms or not. And then as we head into Sunday, this model suggesting we'll see a little bit more Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. But in terms of timing, still questionable. In terms of severe threat, also still questionable. Models have pretty much been back and forth on when and if we're going to see this system move in for this weekend into early next week. So here's what it's looking like for your impacts. I would definitely say we're going to see something, whether it be rain or storms. That's probably going to be likely in terms of how much we're going to see. Not expecting to see a lot enough to cause a flash flooding concern. Severe weather, I kind of put it in that yellow because we're teeter-tottering on whether or not we're actually going to see a kind of severe storm potential. I think it's possible that we could be dealing with isolated severe storms here in central Mississippi. But I think as we get closer to this weekend, we'll get more of an idea on in terms of exact impacts and timing, what we're looking at for timing when it comes to our next system.
Yeah, so a lot of question marks. So make sure you keep checking back in as the week continues, because we'll have new updates. I'm sure we'll have something completely different into the day tomorrow. If the model stay, even this afternoon, if the model stay consistent going forward into the next couple of days, by the day on Wednesday, if they've been saying that we're going to see these storms continue, that pattern that we've seen, then we could easily be talking about a better chance of some stronger end thunderstorms into the weekend. So just make sure you have ways to stay updated. Make sure you keep tuning in as the week goes on, because we'll again have plenty of updates as we continue. And Tammy is saying that I'm sick to the rain, and I'm sure everybody is.
Well,
to be
I'm
honest.
happy to tell you, Tammy, that I think we're mostly going to get a break from the rain this week, but we're trading in the rain gear for t-shirts and shorts because it's going to be very warm. So something to keep in mind for this
good week to go into the pool. I think a good tanning
so.
week. It might be a little warm and muddy, but you can wash off real quick. And
or just remember your sunscreen, because it's definitely going to be the sun's going to be out this week. So other than that,
right now, though.
No, it's definitely pretty cloudy. I know some of these cameras look a little bit more cloudy than others. That's just because they're higher up in the atmosphere. They're kind of in the clouds. They've got their head in the clouds, if you will. But most of us are done with the fog, and we're just looking at a blanket of clouds overhead, and then maybe a chance for an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon. And then we dry out Tuesday through Thursday. We may see the rain return as early as Friday. We may not even see it until this weekend. We're pretty much going to keep a close eye on this weekend as the moral of the story. But until then, that's pretty much all we've got for today. Of course, we'll be Elise and Dave will be on later this afternoon with another update on here at 2:30. And then, of course, you can also catch our later newscast with more about what you can expect this week, and, of course, what's going on with this weekend. So,
so make sure you have multiple ways to stay updated, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.